It has been quite the while since this happened on any video on any channel of mine. Welcome to the A-League final. Yesterday's episode was pretty intense. Episode prior to that was pretty intense. And combined, they have led us to this moment. Today, we will have the A-League final. We will also have the vote for which league, if you vote for me to leave, you would like me to be managing in next season. Don't vote yet. Wait till the end of the episode and you'll be able to have a better idea of what's available. There will be a straw poll in the description though. But please, as I say, don't vote yet. Ta. Right. Game on? Is it? Yeah, I think so. Sydney FC in the final of the A-League after working our way via a second place, unfortunately, in the league stage. We got ourselves automatically through to the semi-finals. Perth Glory, Sydney FC, Adelaide United and Western United, who not that long ago were bottom, found themselves in 6th. And they got through to the elimination rounds where they lost to Perth Glory. Sydney FC won 3-0 to Adelaide. Oh, sorry, won 3-0 on penalties against Adelaide. They then played Newcastle Jets and got through on pens again. This time 3-1 after a 2-2 draw against Newcastle Jets. It was quite the semi-final for us. So now Sydney FC in the final. We drew 2-2 last time we played them, which evidently seems to be the go-to scoreline for Sydney FC. But at home, we won by 3-0. So we have, on paper, the better chance of getting the result. The final is going to be played at Estadio de las Artes. Don't know whether that's anyone in the A-League's actual ground or not. Rojas for Singh, who has scored 2 worldies in the last episode yesterday, will be the only change that we make. And we are desperate to end this season with silverware. We weren't able to finish top in the league phase, which was really disappointing after a wobble mid-season. I really want to win this game. Be extended highlights of the final, and then hopefully some intriguing options for you to potentially vote on for next season. First things first, though. This is a biggie. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying the saves so far. They're all in their suits. I'm in mine. Barbarouses and McLaren are the 2 top goal scorers in the division. Time to probably lean on them to win the title. That's what we're playing for. The toilet seat trophy. I mean, we hope we can lift it. If we do I go and remove a toilet seat from somewhere in the house and then come in with a... I mean, funny as that would be, no. The side standing in our way. Andrew Redmayne in goal. 4-2-3-1 for them. Patrick Wood up top. My surname namesake. Of course, Joe Lolly's going to be very good on the wing. Anthony Caceres was on the bench when we drew against them. He played very well in the first game against Sydney FC this year, although we did win that game, as we mentioned, by 3-0. It's a windy night. You can see the kits blowing here, there and everywhere. It's game on, chat. It's game on, YouTube. Will it be a league title in our first season in management? Or will it not? Good footwork to try and create something, but the pass is left wanting. We will have extended highlights of the game today, but quite frankly, there was enough going on in the last episode. The last 3 games that we've played have been enough. There's been enough happening that they could have had a 1-game special of their own with all of the goals, red cards, and chaos. Hayes is going to keep that in, and we will run straight into the defenders. What we'll do, it's a shaky start here in the opening few minutes. I'm hoping that if we can get ourselves an early lead, then we can look to lean on it. Fingers crossed they'll lose a little bit of confidence, because they did only finish in the playoffs this season. We were one of the best 2 sides in the division, and by some margin as well, ourselves and Jets, above everybody else. And it wasn't even Sydney FC that were next in the league. They were 5th, I think. Was it 4th or 5th? Certainly. Payne around the outside, dinks it in, hit a hand, free kick. Oh, I'm going to play that short, I have to. And then spin. And Barbarouses tries to force it. Pace. There's Singh. His left foot is definitely much better than his right. Holman. And Wood. It's loose, but Barbarouses gets there. Then they get there. And here comes Sydney FC again. Holman, Lolly, quick one to... Okay, quick fire passing all round at the minute. And a strike that, well, thankfully doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. Well over the top of the bar from Sydney FC, but their first attempt to try and get themselves the lead in this giant fixture. It would be Wellington Phoenix's first ever A-League win. If we can see this through. Not able to slot Jamie McLaren in there, and he would have been offside had the ball found him anyway, I believe. I don't know whether Sydney FC have won the A-League before. Sure, live chat will tell me in the moment, and we can bring it back to you a moment later. Here's Patrick Wood again. Now they've come even closer. He's hit the post. Right. We can't afford to let them shoot anymore. They've gone from missing the target entirely to hitting the woodwork, and next time it will go in. Hayes. Want it to go in ourselves, but I still can't find Jamie McLaren. If anyone's going to score in a yellow shirt today, it's going to be he or Barbarouses. But neither of them finding the target or even really having the chance yet. Lolly to Patrick Wood. Back out wide to Joe Lolly, trying to lean on his experience and, let's face it, quality. One of the best players in the entire division. Looking to lead his team forward. Wes Houlihan and Cambridge United-esque. Nice ball into Macca. Jamie McLaren's going to run too far there and get into the territory of being dispossessed. As it happens, I dispossessed him anyway by trying to do too much with it. Wootton does well. And Hayes and Singh beats his man. Runs straight into the next one. This is a really nervy affair, isn't it? Nobody's grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and just driving forward with some quality. It's very, very, very scrappy in the opening half an hour, and it's not been anywhere near as action-filled as the last 2 or 3 games that we mentioned. A 7-2, a 3-2, and a 4-3. So far, 0-0. But will that last for long? Patrick Wood's in again. And he's missed the target again this time. 3 chances for him. No goals yet. Into McLaren in the channel. Oh, I got fouled. It's a yellow card for Holman. Saw it pop up top left in the little graphic before we see the cutscene. Yellow, sir, for you. Let's hope that yellow is the theme of the day. Oh, I'm sorely tempted. We did in the last episode score a banger off the post. Come on then, Hayes. Do it for me again, lad, please. It will be unreal. He's done it again! The reason we signed him was because he was a set-piece specialist. On final day, a goal of title-winning quality from our new Brazilian, Reis. That is top draw, lads. Drop the video a like if you haven't already. I don't care whether we win the title or not. That goal deserves a thumbs up. Ho-ho! Game on! Patrick Wood. He's in behind. It's another chance for them. It's not great. It's another wasted one. It wasn't as clear-cut as some of his others. Just a snapshot from just outside the box. But will their confidence wobble now? We mentioned earlier that an early goal for us might see them start to doubt themselves. And, yeah, Barbarouses is like, I've got the ball at my feet. Mate, let me play on. Take this short. Might play a 1-2, something like Scott Wootton. It is indeed. Hayes. Oh, come on. If that flies tops, we have an absolute party. Uh-oh. Casera is on his way through. Got support. Patrick Wood still available in the middle. Payne with a tackle. It's all Payne for the Sydney FC fans right now. Singh looking for Jamie McLaren through the gap. He won't find him. Redmayne gets there first. Looks like we're going to be leading 1-0 at half-time. Arguably, they've been the more creative and better team, but ultimately, it takes but a moment to win a game of football. And that was quite the moment from Hayes. Although that would have been quite the moment too if that flies into the top corner. Thank you, Sean Johnson, for making that save, mate. We do lead at half-time. At half-time, they're bossing possession. They're bossing the creativity. We have the moment that gives us the lead. Pass accuracy's in their favour. They're passing it about a lot more than me, although that's probably because they've had more possession than me. Abso-bloody-lutely, Sydney FC are in this game still. Whilst it remains a single goal, we have seen that we concede a lot of goals recently. We've not kept a clean sheet for a long time. We've conceded 2 in each of our last 3 games. So, yeah, they're gonna score at some point. I have a feeling it's just going to be a case of how many have we scored by the time that happens. It might be 2, you know. Oh, it's a pen. Good bundles Jamie McLaren off the ball. He made the most of it. He definitely threw himself to the floor, but it absolutely was a foul. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a foul. And he's like, oh, ref. Just kind of mannequined himself to the floor, just froze and flopped from the spot. I mean, it's Barbarouses. He did miss his most recent penalty, I think. One of his last 2, anyway. No Adam Redmayne penalty heroics this time around. 2-0 Knicks. Is that the title in the bag? All right, straight from kickoff. Oh, never mind. 21 goals in 26 games for Barbarouses. If anyone was going to have the final say today, it was going to be him or Jamie McLaren. That was meant for Sarpreet Singh in the middle. Sarpreet Singh's worldies in the last episode absolutely lit up Knicks fans' faces. It's a lovely ball into Jamie McLaren there. Oh, Rufer was on the run. Rufer's our captain for the day, as he has been for most of the season. I would wonder if I take him off for Roa Conti, which would be my preference, who would actually be the man to lift the trophy. Hayes, tuck it back. Oh! All hands on deck at the back for them. Everyone but Patrick Wood back in the box. But as it stands, 2-0 and game on as they race forward here. Wood and Burgess link up between themselves. Burgess came off the bench actually to score one of the goals in that 2-2 draw against Sydney last time we played them, and they nearly had one back here, but big Sean Johnson's in the way. Half an hour to hold on. Oh, he's just gotten his feet in a bit of a muddle there, Sarpreet Singh. In the last game of the regular season, he scored a worldie from outside the box, and it was his last action of the game. He got subbed immediately afterwards. I was trying to replicate that because he's now coming off for Marco Rojas. Finn Roa-Contri is coming on for Rufer as well, as we make 2 changes to try and hold on to what we've got. And what we have is one hand on a trophy. In the realistic RTG... Oh, nice ball round the corner. Terrible effort. In the realistic RTG, Graham Alexander won League 2 and a league title in our first season in charge. Just so happens that via the magic of editing video games, Graham Alexander is our manager here at Wellington Phoenix. Dubbed his twin by a press conference question in the RTG episode. He might be about to win a title in his first season in this save too. I am shocked that that's only a yellow for Max Burgess, with the most Australian haircut you've seen for ages in the bottom left. That's more of a red card than some of the red cards we've seen of late in any save. He couldn't do it again, could he? He might. Hayes. Once is a charm. Twice would have been an absolute... Ceres. Holman. Kucharski. Big save down low. There's still time. 17 minutes to go. There is still time. Do not write Sydney FC out of this. You know how much I tend to bottle stuff. You know how bad our defence has been. Oh, but if I could have turned the defender there and slotted home a third, I'd have said, but it doesn't matter because we're going to win the title anyway. Kucharski gets tackled. Kucharski wins it back. Kelly Helder's going to rush out here to try and close him down. What can he do? He's found Leo Senya. Here's Holman. Holman to Caceres. Tackled by Scott Wootton. Stalwart at the back all season long. That's terrible from Hayes. And they've got it back again. Time's ticking down though. They're running out of it, Sydney FC. And at the back, we will not budge. Holman. And Kucharski really is on his own here. And he's lost it. Space out wide for Hayes. Drive narrow. Play it into the channel for Jamie McLaren. Burgess. Oh, it's great from Kucharski. And he's on his way. And Burgess is in. And it's going to be a nervy finish to this game. Oh, no! Here comes the ball. Sydney 1. Wellington Phoenix 2. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. He might not have been on the pitch if the referee had actually brandished the red card. I think she should have. She didn't. And now it's game on again. Finn Roaconci. Oh, mate. Oh, it was travelling. It was travelling. You were waiting for another explosion. It didn't come. Barbaroux says to get away from his man. Oh, Caceres with the interception. Rojas was there, waiting to feed up Jamie McLaren. It had to be one of them to score what could potentially be the winning goal in this tie, but it might not be the winning goal in this tie. That is the moment. They always say, you get one more chance. They have had their one more chance. Kucharski was in then, and he's wasted it. He's blown it. Branislav brings that down very well. Will they get another final chance? Holman out wide, inside. Alte intercepts, and Roaconci will clear. And ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks win their first ever A-League final. Welcome to Wellington. The toilet seat trophy. As far as I'm aware, for the first time ever, a Kiwi side win the Australian A-League. The trophy, domestically, is going overseas. I mean, the free kick deserved to win it, really. I'm kind of gutted that that wasn't the game-winning goal. But I'm also pleased that Barbaroux was the one that scored, ultimately, the winning goal of the entire tournament. It had to be him or McLaren or that free kick, basically. The toilet seat trophy is going to make its way to New Zealand. Tim Payne has been one of the best defenders in the entire league this year, and he's going to be the man to lift it. As Charlie said in chat, once you've lifted it, don't forget to put it back down again. The toilet seat trophy is ours. Now, that might sway your vote for what happens next, considering we've won the domestic league here in Australia. But now we find out whether you guys will vote to stay at Wellington Phoenix and try and retain our trophy. And maybe, I think, it should put us in the Asian Champions League, although I'm not sure, don't quote me on it. Or you'll have the opportunity to vote to send me to a different nation. You don't get to choose what team I manage. You get to choose what nation, what league we manage in, and then we spin a wheel and it's down to chance as to what happens next. That's new for the channel. It's been a while since I won a trophy too and wore the suit. It's a good luck charm after all. Oh! Parade time! I forgot about this. We didn't get this at Bradford. We didn't get the parade for winning League Two. Graham Alexander has his moment in the sun. He does get to go on an open bus tour. The Heinekens are out. Everyone's having their cheeky McDonald's. I don't know what Oppo do. I can't make any sort of pun there, I'm afraid. Oh, yes! It's the dream start. It's the dream start to the Journeyman save. We've absolutely begun on the right foot. But you guys get to decide the next step. Now, the way this is going to work is, as we mentioned in the first episode of the whole save, you guys will get the opportunity to vote on the country to which I move. From there, we will add on stream to a spinning random wheel all of the clubs in that division that we feel are genuine options that would be realistic for us to move to. Meaning that kind of those that won the league and had strong seasons won't be available on the list, but those that are mid-table and down towards the bottom will be an option. Your first option for league in which I could potentially be managing in is not the Women's Liga Feminine. It's going to be Switzerland. Obviously, disregard the teams on the list here, but the first option for you guys to vote for me to go to is potentially to the Swiss League. Big clubs include Salzburg. No, that's Austria. Big clubs include FC Zurich. Big clubs include FC Basel. Servette are obviously a European side that played against Chelsea this year. Young Boys are a side that we've obviously done business with in the RTG save. They tend to be in Europe most seasons as well. Swiss League is obviously a big jump up from the A-League. And maybe you don't see us moving from that continent straight to Europe. So maybe your preference is for the second option, perhaps. The next option is actually still in Europe. The next option is Belgium. Do you fancy maybe not going to the Swiss League, going slightly closer to England and to the Belgian division, another one of the quote-unquote lesser leagues in the European setup? Obviously, big clubs include Anderlecht. Standard Liège are of a decent size as well. There's Bruges, there's Ghent, there's Genk, all of which are regular performers and regular appearance makers on the European stage. I've never managed in Belgium. I don't think I've ever played in Belgium in a player career. I never managed in Switzerland. I think we have played in Switzerland in a player career, although I might be mistaken. We've definitely played in Austria, but I don't recall whether we have or haven't ever played in Switzerland or not. Regardless, I guess the first option is stay at Wellington. I will always have stay at current club on the list. The second option is, do I go to Switzerland? The third option is, do we go to Belgium? A league in which we definitely have played before in the player career mode is up next. That option is Poland. We, of course, played for Raków Częstochowa in the player career last year. Thoroughly enjoyed our time at Raków Częstochowa. But do you see us maybe moving to the Polish division for our second season in the Journeyman? Hopefully, we'll have some options that aren't European-based as well. But so far, 3 European-based options for you to potentially vote on. The next option is also in Europe, but certainly somewhere I've never played or managed before. SPL. The Scottish Premier League is potentially an option for us to challenge the big two. You don't need to tell me who's big in Scotland, do you, really? Celtic and Rangers are the two big boys. We won't jump to Celtic or Rangers. They won't be on the spinny wheel, I'll tell you that much to begin with. But do we go somewhere else, potentially, in Scotland? Our first, not first tier option is the second tier in France. We would, of course, avoid and not manage the relegated sides. Obviously, the promoted sides wouldn't be there anymore. We probably wouldn't look to manage any of the sides involved in the playoffs. But the French second division is a go-to potential option that still sees us with an extra level to move above from there. We have another option available to you, as you could tell, being recorded on a different day to the previous part of the video. Not Adelaide United in the current A-League, but the Chinese League has become available. Our first non-European league. We did have India crop up, but I don't really know as India would be really any fun for more than like a one episode. Lol, we're in the Indian Super League season. But China is definitely something that could be a bit more intriguing. Obviously, China had the kind of influx of money briefly, like 10 years ago, similar to how Saudi has done so now. So I think China is a bit more intriguing than an Indian season. So if you'd like perhaps to see me manage in China, then have your vote for the Chinese Super League. Is it the Chinese Super League? I think it's the Chinese Super League. You guys will know better than I do. Yeah, look, CSL, Chinese Super League. Now then, can we find another one outside of Europe? Another one outside of Europe. We've played there on the channel already in the player career mode at Inter Miami. The MLS is an option for you to vote for if you'd like to see me manage in Major League Soccer. Obviously, like I say, we have been there on the channel previously at Inter Miami with Messi and Suarez and Busquets and Alba, etc. If you might like to see me potentially manage in America, then by all means feel free to vote for that. Of course, depending on who's finished where, depends on who goes on the wheel for the random spin. But I think it's just MLS for this particular one, yeah. So that's two non-European options. We've got quite a few different options here. I'm going to try and get one more non-European one if I can. So there you have it. There are your options. I wasn't able to generate one from another nation that was worth including in the vote at this stage. We did have the Championship crop up, obviously with the RTG currently being at Bradford and it being a bit early to jump to England. We didn't want to include that. I did have the Segunda Liga in Spain come up, but that felt like a little bit too early to be at that level. French second division is questionable as to whether really I should have included that, or maybe Poland or Scotland, but we'll add them to the vote. I did previously, in a pre-doing the Journeyman testing phase, get Saudi Arabian offers and Argentinian offers. There's also the K-League to potentially move to as well later in the Journeyman, but I like the idea of having the prompt of what the in-game option throws at you rather than just arbitrarily picking a nation or offering every country on the entire globe. So this way it's organic to a point, and you guys get to pick from what the game genuinely throws up. So Belgian League, Swiss League, MLS, French Second Division, Poland, Scotland or China, or do we stay at Wellington and try and win our title again? We'll create the poll. You can vote for as many as you would like. So if you want to vote for all of them, then you can do. Vote for as many as you might like to watch. There you go. I have voted successfully. You will find this link in your video description where you can go and bloody vote. Let me know in the comment section which way you voted. I'd be very intrigued to know. But for now, that's all for this episode of The Journeyman. Season 1 has ended. We won! Hooray! Let's do it again in Season 2, shall we? But where?